Fourth.
I think so.
Yeah.
The leader's back.
Go, you show the replay, Jace.
Yeah, well,
you talk all about it.
Yeah, let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at Horizon's last start. It was always going to be a tricky race because there are only 5 in it, and 4 of the 5 were in the market. But Dylan Gibbons just slowed the tempo, and Attica was hard-pressed trying to chase, and they were all hard-pressed trying to chase.
Attica knew you and I were on it.
Well, that's right. Well, the start prior Attica would have run a great race in town, but it was off a hot speed. But Horizons, out towards the outside section of the track, just a lovely ride from Dylan Gibbons, and following a great run from the back of the field at Newcastle, where it got nearly jumped the outside fence. So it's adaptable enough to lead, adaptable enough to come from off speed. I like that. That's why I think it's a good bet today.
I agree with you, Jace.
So?
Everything you said, Jace.
Yeah, good.
Ditto, diddly, doodly dum.
Yep, okay.
I've gone 3 Horizons. I think Preferred Diamonds, home track, looking for 3 on the bounce, gets the perfect run, maybe inside of Horizons. 2, Just Shane, the quick backup, I think will do it the world of good. Just worried about the long float trip there and back.
Yeah.
And if number 1, DeBello, does things right, but you got to take $4.80. The first thing you got to do is that it parade's all right. Next, you've got to get it round to the barriers. 2, it's got to go into the gates, and 3, it's got to jump. It's got the ability to bolt in, but I'm comfortable with Horizons, 3, 6, 2, 1.
Yeah, I put 3, 5, 6 and 1. I put Full Metal Jacket in for second, Rich.
Yep.
I think this is a horse that's got some upside.
That's a stablemate to develop.
Yeah, I think it's got some upside. Tyler Schiller going aboard today. Like the way it finished off there behind King Nick at Kembla over 1,400 metres, stepping up to 15. I think it's only going to suit it today. And with Tyler on board, I think it's a chance. And I had it as Horizons and then a bit of a comp. Preferred Diamonds is racing well. You can't knock its form. And DeBello, when they drop back in grade like that after going around a midweek company and not winning for a while, it's hard to get enthused about putting them on top, even albeit in provincial company today. But 3, 5, 6 and 1, and I think the even money looks pretty good to mine. What about race 6? This is over 2,000 metres. It's a benchmark 64. Presley's the favourite, pretty open race, 460.
I honestly thought you might.
Don't start singing.
I thought you might just give us a little...
No, bit of blue suede shoes or something.
Just something.
Nah.
Just something.
I'll leave that to you, Rich. You know, you're good at that. Format for Gay and Adrian. We'll appreciate the step up. It's $4.40 out to $5. I thought Affamato was... Gee, it's a good price. It was $8 today. I thought that was a great price. It's in at $6.
You've been buzzing about it.
Jacob's Time, $6. It's solid. Magic Pharaoh, 6 out to 8 drifted. And the Budgie Smuggler. What were you talking about, the pools before? $8.50.
Could be the only tip.
Maybe. Flying Argento is a $12 chance. Looks to be enough speed in this race.
Most definitely.
Format will go forward. Jacob's Time will go forward.
Affamato goes forward.
Yeah.
I think Jacob's Time takes a sit. I think Format with the blinkers on drawn underneath Affamato might just be the difference. And what do they do on the Budgie Smuggler? Look for a sit there. The speed's okay. I'm going to take you, Jace, back into the wee old time. Back to March. Back to March.
I remember that long ago.
Back to March, the 14th of March. This is at Kembla Grange, and a horse's name was Format. Absolutely destroyed them. Rolled to the front, blew them away, kept on going. I said to myself, you're going to win more races. Been a stack of winners out of the race behind Format. It then came to town. It went into the Tulloch Stakes, found the bog track, pulled up. Then went to Melbourne for the St. It all came too quickly.
Yeah.
Tipped out, 6 months off, trialled super, was needed the run first up, no doubt, at Kembla Grange behind Perfect Play.
Will it need another run?
Not when they put the blinkers on. That says to me,
fair enough.
I'm ready to R&R, rock and roll.
Yeah.
Format on... sorry.
Yeah, no, we get Richie's tips up first.
No. You've got yours in big bold letters.
Jumping the gun up.
I've got Format on top. Presley gets the right run. Jacob's Time, soft draw, back and trip. And number 10, Magic Pharaoh. Bone dry track, good speed's been crying out for that scenario. 2, 5, 6, 10.
Yeah, no, you make some good points about Format. Just thought it might need one more before hitting its peak, but the addition of the blinkers certainly is a positive sign. I just thought that Affamato was going too good to leave it alone at $8.
It's done me a wonderful favour out here the last couple of runs.
Going great, loves it here at Hawkesbury as well, which can be a bit of a horses for courses place to race. Just continues to improve into the prep. Finished third over 1,500 metres here, and then nearly won when It was just beaten here by Dalio, chased it down. It was a big gap to third over 1,800 metres and then came out and won easy, leading all of the way here last
God
start.
bless Dalio that day.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So Affirmato for mine. Ash Morgan aboard. Step
good,
up
Ash.
to 2,000. I don't think that's a problem. I think it'll stay the extra furlong. I just think it's good value. I know it's $6 now, but I still think that's decent value for a horse that's in form, rock hard fit, up against a couple of others that might not quite be there just yet.
It was 850 a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, that's right.
See, the
Presley, I think.
The Witham clan.
Maybe, I don't know. On the Bet's Friends, perhaps. Presley is one that I think's got some upside as well. I liked its run behind United Kingdom. It sort of had to duck back to the inside.
100%. And I thought that had a bit of depth, that race.
Yeah, it did, the United Kingdom race. So I think it'll be suited stepping up today as well. Format for the reasons you mentioned, and I threw Magic Pharaoh as well. But 4, 5, 2 and 10 there for me. 7th race of the day, Rich. Sees Maid of Moolah favourite. This filly's mare's 64 handicap, 1,300 metres. Never easy to go from a maiden win up to a 64.
It's getting in short now, isn't it?
It is getting in short. 230 in from 250. Over and 4 was 60. We saw one come out, Fast Track. I had it in
I tipped it.
Did you? Yeah, I didn't for a second. Pretty Tarvey with Sienna Grima aboard. 7 into 480. There's been money for it for Jack Pilkington's run. It's been racing consistently. Laurel Hills 8 out to 9. Bonjour Madame 11 out of Point. Pariah Engagement 11. Out from 10. And Amelia Jane, I thought it was over the odds, 10 out to 12. And Miss Fleetwood, who was scratched the other day, gee, she blew them away at Nowra. I know it was only country grade, and you've made mention of country grade before, but I like the way that she attacked the line that day. She's got a bit of a wide draw today. Who have you got leading?
This is the interesting part, Jace.
That's why I asked you.
There is no speed in the race. It'll be interesting what happens. Look, I don't disagree with Pretty Tavi going forward. I think Miss Fleetwood wouldn't surprise me if it rolled forward from out there. I think One Dane can hold the spot, and I think Maid of Moolah is got to roll forward underneath Miss Fleetwood. It'll be interesting the first furlong, and it'll be whoever takes control, and that's why I think the $2.30. Did you say?
230 now, yeah.
It seems short, but I've got it on top. Let's have a look at Maid of Moolah. I've still got that Barrachol. The run at Newcastle last time out.
Yeah.
I still have the replay there of Fast Track. This is the first up run. It got every favour, got the right run.
Had to chase down the leader though, which is often gone.
Sometimes it's hard to do when the leader skips. The horse that you see getting through, which is Augusta National,
Second yesterday.
was terrific yesterday behind Chikama, who I think goes good. It's Augusta National getting through in the red back towards the inside was good. I thought this was honest. She can roll forward. I think she's got to roll forward to hold her spot. Now for Laurel Hill, good, tough horse that goes everywhere from the Rod Potter stable. This is just the ideal race for Laurel Hill. It does do things wrong. I love Ash Morgan on board. Two Pretty Tavi might just get all the favours up in front. And it wouldn't have won the other day, Bonjour Madame, but should have probably finished a couple of lengths closer and wasn't put under pressure the last furlong through the line. Can improve. 3, 4, 2, 1.
I went 3, 8, 10 and 4 here, Rich. I don't like backing horses going from maiden to 64 company, but...
it was a matter of, I think...
A process of elimination.
Well, that's as good at doing the formers anyway, Jake.
It is, I know, but it's not a race I want to get too involved in. Certainly not at the shorts.
If they go to the effort of putting them on the last, at least who can do is have a bet.
I guess a fair point. I'm sure there'll be plenty that will, Rich. Don't worry about it. I thought Amelia Jane might be the one that we could sort of follow, might be the over the odds one. Look, you take out the winner there last start at Newcastle, who was, I think, started favourite in the gloaming the other day, or near enough to. I think there were 3 equals, but it was near enough to favourite. I liked its run. And look, it's in a good camps with Joe Pride. I think she's a progressive mare, she's ready to peak 4th up today, and she might be the one that you can throw in a Cornella, perhaps. Miss Fleetwood, I wanted to follow her after her win there at Nowra.
It was a big win.
It was a big win.
And she might be able to get on top of the speed.
You know, and it was maybe a penny dropped kind of moment for her. You know, I don't like using that term too often, but I think with her it applies. And Laurel Hill, for the reasons you mentioned, 3, 8, 10 and 4. Let's have a look at race number 8. This is the Colts Geldings Entire 64 over the 1,300 metres. Aligned for Peter Snowden's the favourite way here. The Russian Revolution 3-year-old, who's been going along nicely. 2 260 in from 280s.
Is this National Willers only right?
Not sure actually. I don't think there's too many.
I shouldn't have said is it. I knew it was.
Yeah,
so I was
you're just testing. Yeah, that's right. I didn't know. So there you go. Well, that's a tip in itself, I suppose.
I think so too.
You know, it's not like he's flying to Melbourne for it, but
Well, you don't have to. You got to look at the first race, and that's the reason James McDonald's here.
Yeah.
You think, wow, it's 2 days before the Everest. You don't often see a few of the big boys. They
that's
get
true.
So yeah.
I like that when it's an only ride situation. Authie's at $6 in from 7. I thought it was pretty well placed today. I'll mention it in a moment. I liked its run last start, first up. I thought it was a bit unlucky. Green Spaces. Got a bit of a tip on this one.
Well, you have to get a tip because it's done nothing for me.
Yeah. Well, Victoria Appleby used to work for Godolphin. She's now here at Hawkesbury.
Oh, she does a little bit of work.
Said hello to me today, and she said Green Spaces in the last.
Wow.
So,
you know
very
what?
knowledgeable lady.
I would take note. I left it totally out of everything, so if it wins, it's a horrible race for me.
I think it's got some ability. It's a street boss colt. And
It just doesn't.
you don't think so? Okay, fair enough. Well, that's why, racing's a great game. We've all got opinions. So I got him in for second. Pro Rata at 8, President 950, and Bend the Knee, who's been a bit hard to catch, but $10. Speed Rich.
Well, I know the speed last night had Green Spaces. I know that it led in a previous life.
It did.
In Melbourne.
Yes.
But it hasn't shown that speed with the Baker stable. And I'm not sure if they want to do that. But that'll be interesting. We might be able to chat to the stable.
I think they rode it quietly in the trials on purpose.
I don't know if it was on purpose or not.
Okay, fair enough.
I think Authie's kicks up. Bend the Knee, I wish it had drawn a barrier. Worried about it. And I agree. I think the favourite will be pretty... It's got to be handy. And Unreal Expectation won't be too far away either. Let's have a look. Are you tipping this as well? No, you're not.
No.
No, sorry. I will talk about it myself.
Yeah. You're tipping a line, are you?
I'm tipping a line.
Okay.
I think it got awfully lost the other day up at Newcastle in a 64 that I think had just as much depth to what it meets today. There's a line, it goes up. Now you see the horse behind the leader that's absolutely done no work in anything. It goes through Bo Bandit. And you think it's going to race away. The line gets a little bit lost out in the middle, wants to keep wobbling and then loses concentration. I think the last 50 metres is better than anything.
I thought it had its chance.
I've no doubt.
Yeah.
I just think it got lost. You ever look now that it shakes again? The other one's going to go through and it goes better than the others who all have the momentum. And I think that's the reason you find National Willers on board. And I think they'll ride it a little bit more positive today. I've put it on top. Now, this is an interesting run for me. President. El President. So that's race 7. So 8-1-3-4 in the last. President is having its 4th run since joining Jason Coyle. And President, I thought the run the other day was okay. So number 1, President for second. 3 Authie's. I agree with you, Big Dog. It'll be handy, right near the speed. And I just don't know where Brendan Knee gets to.
Yeah.
But it's an ideal race for it. 8-1-3-4.
With the line, I just thought he'd found his level, and he's had chances and just hasn't really got on with it. I agree that having National on board is a big bonus for him, and it's not a deep race, but just couldn't back him at the 260. Couldn't tip him there. I think Authie's is one that's got more upside to him. I like the way it won at Gosford last preparation, and that was a short preparation, just the one race start. But he showed a nice turn of foot, and then he got into. He was a little bit unlucky at Kembla last time out. And finished 5th there behind Ivana in a bunch sort of finish. But I just like the way he finishes off in the last little bit. So I think he'll be fitter for that run. And I think he's got a turn of foot, importantly, and up to 1,300 metres is going to suit him today. And he's done a good job, Greg McFarlane, with this fellow, and Andrew Atkins aboard. I just think from gate number 2 he gets a nice bit of smother, and he should be able to get out late and show that turn of foot. And I think that's what the line doesn't have, is the turn of foot. So that's why I put Authie's on top and thought he might be
if I had National on board, I'd show a turn.
Yeah, that's right. He can make them show a turn of foot, that's for sure. So 3, 12, 8 and 4 for me. I lined in for 3rd, Rich. Green Spaces. You go back and look at that Melbourne win. It had no right to win that. The runner-up was going to go straight past it, but it kicked and showed that it had ability. And if there's money for it and it looks good in the yard,
if there's money for it, I'll be terrified.
Yeah, exactly. And we might have a chat to Lobby if he's here.
No, Lobby's at Goulburn.
Is he? Okay, all right.
Lobby's at Goulburn.
There'll be someone else here. To have a chat to us perhaps in the last race, but Authie's one of the better bits. What's your best?
They're both short now, but races 4 and 5, I think, are the two best bets. Race 4, number 1, El Kasabi. Race 5, number 3, Horizons. I think they're the best two. I think the best value of the day is race 3, number 5, Oh Dear.
Okay, my best is Horizons as well, so we're both on board at the $2. Should we take the $2 now? Or do you think you're going to get $2.50? You're ambitious.
I took $1.85.
Well, you might say that. There you go. I might jump in at the $2. I think Affirmato is good value, and I think Orthies is good value. They're both very backable odds. What are you doing with today's quaddie?
I'm spending $36. I've gone Horizons 1 out in the first league. Number 3, Horizons 1 out the first league. In the second league, I've put in 2, 5, 6 and 10. 2, 5, 6, 10. The third leg, 3, 4, 2. The last leg, 8, 1, 3. $36. 1 by 4 by 3 is 12, and 3 12s are 36.
I'm not far off you as well, standing at Horizons in that first leg as well, and then throwing in a couple into the second leg. 4, 5 and 2, 3 and 8, 3, 12 and 8. That is the quaddie. Jockey Challenge, you'd have done your form on the Jockey Challenge. Jay 220, Tommy 320, Rachel 550.
Yeah, look, I'm with Jay, but I will say I don't think anyone rides Hawkesbury better than T-Berry.
Well, and in the form of his career at the moment, isn't he? So
James McDonald's only got 2 rides, hasn't he?
And he's got that one in the first.
Well, and he's got triple play in the second.
Yeah. Might get an early lead.
I think you need 6 to win.
All right, going to be a warm day here. We'll see you in the mounting yard for the first here at Hawkesbury.
And a very good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our preview of the 8-event program from Gatton this afternoon. We're under sunny skies, a lovely soft breeze is blowing, so hopefully the temperatures remain where they are at the moment, around that 25, 26 degrees, so a lovely day for racing. It's certainly not too hot, and with the good weather we've had in southeast Queensland for a number of weeks now, our track is a good 4, and we're going to have a look at the track right now, and the Gatton track is always beautifully presented here by the team. A lovely covering of grass on it, the rail in the true position, and as is the case often here at Gatton when we have a good track, you probably want to be up near the front in most races unless they overcook the tempo on occasions. But yeah, we're really looking forward to a good day's racing. Our first race isn't until 3 minutes to 1 Queensland time. But let's get cracking with the 8-event program. Our first on the program, our first 2 races are over the 860 metre journey. We've got a short price favourite in the first, Diamantina Rose, resuming from a spell at $1.40. $5 for Hasana, who also is first up from a break. $8.50 for Bold Louis, a first starter from the Garnet Taylor stables. Casual Man at $9.50 is on the next line of betting, and No Tucker is around the $10 mark as well. So they're the top 4 or 5 in the market. I'm with the favourite. My numbers in the first are 4, 2, 5 and 1. Diamantina Rose showed good speed in her 4 race starts at her very first campaign. She was placed twice here at Gatton. In a most recent start before going for a break, she led at Ipswich and was just run down over the 800 metres. She normally is a very, very good barrier horse. She's got a bit of speed drawn underneath her in Hasana, but I do think the 4 probably crosses and leads and wins. The $1.40 is probably just short enough for me. It's a race that I'm probably just going to have a bit of a look at. I do think 2 Casual Man represents good place value. I thought his run at Kilcoy last week was an improved effort. He showed good speed over the 800 metres there. So I'm expecting him to posse up probably in the first 3 or 4. He can run a place. Number 5, Hasana, another horse that resumes at its very first start. It ran second at Ipswich, so it's a good fresh horse. Then towards the back end of its preparation, it sort of tapered off a little bit, but nice and fresh today. I think it will race well, and it's got barrier 2. And for third, I'll put in the first starter, which is Bold Louis from the Garnet Taylor stable. So in the first, I'm with the favourite, 4, 2, 5 and 1 in race number 1. Our second race on the program, and as I mentioned, this is also an 860 metre dash, a very even race. This is a band or a class 60, and down the bottom, Darwin's Choice has been well supported into $3.20. They bet $5 early markets. Number 1, Mr. Encore, touched $4.40, $4.60, now back into $3.90. $4 for number 3, Lavar, $5 for number 2, Bold T, who resumes, $6 for number 5, Blurrio, and $8.50 for number 6, which is Be It So. The market says it's an open race, and I certainly agree. We've got horses drawn 1, 2, 3 and 4 are all very, very fast horses. So what happens in the first 200 metres before they hit that turn is going to be paramount to how this race turns out. But look, I'm going to stick to the horse that's drawn barrier 1, and that's got a very good record here, and that's number 1, Mr. Encore. So my numbers are 1, 3, 2 and 7. Mr. Encore's had 4 starts now for the Glenn Richardson stable. His form's been okay, but look, here at Gatton he really excels. He's had 6 starts here for 4 wins. I think barrier 1 is a huge bonus. He gets a kilo and a half off for Corey Sutherland. I think he utilises barrier 1, kicks up and leads Lavar, who's drawn outside him, and they might fight the race out. So 1 to score over number 3, Lavar. Lavar beat Mr. Encore home last start. Meets him a couple of kilos worse today, so there won't be much between them. Number 2, Bold T's lightly raced. He's only had the 2 race starts. He won first up at Ipswich and then failed on a heavy track. He resumes this afternoon. I always respect Garnet Taylor's horses, and look, he may be the horse that just sits off a very fast tempo and has the last crack at them. And number 7, Darwin's Choice, he's got barrier 4. He's got to get across. The money's there to say he can win today. He's got Jai Williams. If he happens to get outside the leader, he certainly is the horse to beat. I'm just not too sure where he's going to get to from barrier 4. So, look, it's a tricky little affair, and you could certainly make a case for Blurrio and Be It So as well. I'm going to go 1, 3, 2 and 7 in race 4. I'm with Mr. Encore. That takes us to the third on the program. We step up to 1,100 metres, and this is a maiden handicap. We've got a short price favourite here in number 5, which is CK's Choice from the Tony Gollan stable, being ridden by Bubba Tilley. Now, they went up $1.60 initially, touched $1.75 now, out to $1.80. That's because there's been very good money for number 7 here, which is Outdoor Cat, from the Bill Healy stable, $5.50 into $3.90, and that pair really do dominate betting. Number 10, which is Worldly Spirit, is on the third line at $13. We've got $14 for number 3, Shady Vale Ale, who's drawn a little bit wide today. And then we have Upstart Lover, who resumed from a spell at $15. But one is our favourite, and that is CK's Choice. He's had 7 goes, CK's Choice. He's been placed on 5 occasions. 2 runs back from a spell. This preparation have both been good. He was just pipped on the line at Toowoomba, and the horse that beat him there's raced well since. And we're going to have a look at CK's Choice last run at the Sunshine Coast. He drew barrier 1 over 1,000 metres. That's him in those blue colours. He rounds the turn in front, and he leads for a long, long way. And he was just caught by Hurricane Lou on the line. Now, Hurricane Lou was having its first start. It was very heavily supported, and its trainer, Sean Dwyer's got quite a good opinion of Hurricane Lou. But CK's Choice beats the third horse by about 3.5 lengths, and we've seen the third horse come out and win at Kilcoy last week. He's got a wide barrier to overcome, but I certainly think his 2 runs this preparation have been very, very good. He holds, I think, the best form lines here, and I think the $1.80 is probably pretty reasonable odds. So CK's Choice to win for me. Bubba Tilley drawn widely here. I think he'll be handlebars down. He'll be trying hard to come across, and if not lead, sit outside the leader. Bubba's apparently on 798 career wins. He's got some good rides today, so if he can ride a double, he'll be looking for his 800th winner, and this might be $7.99 with CK's Choice. Outdoor Cat's certainly the big query runner. I respect the stable. He's only had the 1 Queensland start, this former South Australian galloper who's lightly raced, and that was at Dalby back in mid-August. He hung out there after showing speed. He's been put away, freshened up. The money's there to say he's going to run a very good race today. He's got Jai Williams and a good barrier draw. I'm putting in number 16, Outcry, as a definite chance on the race. He's drawn very widely, but this horse showed good speed at the Sunshine Coast last start. He's trained by Chris and Corey Muntz. The stable we know is Flying. Courtney Bellamy picks up the ride. This horse is a $23 chance. And a value chance for, if you're playing Quinellas and Trifectas or first, for number 4, Yanaka, is a real roughie, but was caught wide at Dalby the other day and only tied the last 100 metres. It comes up with barrier 1 today, will be conserving lots of energy along the rails and could sneak into a place. But I'm with the favourite number 5, CK's Choice, in race 3. Race 4 on the program, and this is a benchmark 60 over 1,600 metres, so we step up in journey. We've got an open race here. Our favourite is number 1, Reggie's Folly, looking to go back-to-back, is currently at $3.10. We've got $5.50 for Drop the Pilot horse number 6. On the third line is Echo Hunter at $6, $6.50 for number 10, Jenny in the Jungle. We've got $6.50 also for number 7, which is Battle Space. Then we're out to $7 for number 13, Flying Salika, and $8 for number 11, which is Something for Joe. Very, very tricky race. Just looking for a touch of value here. I'm going to tip number 11, Something for Joe, on an each-way basis. My numbers are 11, 1, 6 and 7. So Something for Joe's had 4 runs now for the Girran stable. Its last 2 runs have been good. But going back to Bow Desert 2 runs ago in a 1,400-metre race, where the horse, as you can see, is well back on the fence and held up coming towards the turn. Finally gets clear the last couple of 100 metres and really savages the line to run a very, very good third. As you can see, probably in another 50 metres it wins the race. Now, we then went to the Sunshine Coast in a race that was dominated by the on-speed runners. This horse got back in the field. Contingency won the race. He was bowling along, making play in front. The race didn't suit. He'll need a touch of luck, Something for Joe. I'm not too sure whether Gatton is his track, but he drops a couple of kilos, and I think around that $8, $9 mark each way, Something for Joe. He's racing well. One, Reggie's Folly is certainly the horse to beat. He's got a good barrier draw. His win here a couple of weeks ago was fantastic. He was slowly away. He got up on the inside, came to the middle of the track in the straight and won nicely. So on that effort, he's going to be very, very hard to beat again today. Number 6, Drop the Pilot, hasn't raced for about 33 days. He's a back marker, but he's racing really well. If luck goes his way, he'll be storming home. And number 7, Battle Space, has now had the 2 runs over the 1,200 metres. He's ready for the 1,600 metres here and can improve from barrier 1. It's 11 on an each-way basis in race 4 to beat 1, 6 and 7. OK, that's a look at the first 4 races here at Gatton. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back very shortly, and we're hopefully going to find the winners of the quaddies this afternoon, races 5 through to 8.
Take a step at it. Thought you were too good for me, my dear.
Welcome back to Gatton. We're halfway through our preview of the 8 event program under very sunny skies with a, let's say, a soothing breeze blowing, and we're very appreciative of that. So a great day for getting to the track, a great day for racing at Gatton. Let's have a look at race number 5. This is the first leg of our quaddie this afternoon. It's over 1,400 metres. It's a fairly open race, as the market's going to indicate. Araminta's our favourite, currently at $3.60, but have a look at these horses not too far away from favouritism. We've got number 6 Intruder at $5, $5 for number 8 Blue Chip Girl, $7 for number 1 Don't Diss Around, $8 for number 5 Fort William, who's well on the market, and we're out then to around about $10 for number 9 Ringer's Reward. So look, very, very, very open race is race number 5. My numbers are 3, 5, 4 and 6. I'm with Araminta. This horse now trained by the Girran stable, was formerly with the Munce camp. So 2 starts for the Girran stable, was a first up winner at Dolby, won well there. Then they took it into town, and I thought the horse wasn't disgraced behind the horse of the Munces called Freeland, who won that race. I like the fact it comes up with barrier 1. I like the fact that it's going to sit just on the speed today. Bella Youngberry comes here. She's been riding really well in recent weeks, Bella, and she's got an important job here with Araminta, who I think sits just off the speed. Maybe leads, I doubt it, probably third the fence. So Araminta on top for me. I think the tempo of the race will suit it. I'm putting in number 5, Fort William, in as the danger. I thought his last start at Toowoomba was very good. He's got a good record here, 3 starts for a win and 2 places. placings. He'll probably get back. He's drawn a little bit widely. Chelsea Baker has to probably navigate back in the field, but Fort William does have a good term of foot. Number 4 for third, which is Super Quick. He may lead today. If he gets left alone in front, he'll run a good race. He was solid at Dolby last start, and he's now had 3 runs back from a spell, so he's probably just about at his peak fitness-wise. And number 6, I'll put Intruder in for fourth. A nice soft barrier draw. Justin Huxtable aboard, and I think from barrier 2, Justin probably lobs this horse in the first 4. He loomed up to win at Toowoomba at his most recent start. His fitness just told the last 100 metres he's going to be much better today, and he's a definite chance. So look, it's a very open race, the first leg of the quaddie. I'm going 3 over 5, 4 and 6, but the chances certainly don't end there. Let's turn our attention to the second leg of the quaddie. This is race 6 this afternoon from Gatton, and we've got a short price favourite here in number 5, Dazzling Diamond, being ridden by apprentice Kayla Johnston. John Johnston is the trainer, Kayla's dad. $2 for Dazzling Diamond, second up today. $3.80 Wise Choice on the second line, has been well supported. Number 1, Gold Fever, is first up for a spell for Kath Hamblin, is on the third line of betting at $4, and then we're out to $12 for number 14, Peach Gallant, who's drawn softly today, will race up on the speed. $14 for number 7, Spirit of New Rye, and $18 then for number 10, which is Boom Biscuit. I think the 2 favourites probably fight the race out here. I'm going to go 5 over 8, then 12 and 1. So I'm with the 5, Dazzling Diamond. A lot of scratchings here. Initially, we had the 12 runners were down now to 8. And I think that's going to make Kayla Johnston's job a little bit easier, because she's going to have to come across from a wide draw. But gee, I thought this horse tried hard last start, went second here behind Headline Legend. He was wide from about the 500, but he just kept coming in the straight. And look, he's going to take lots of benefit from that run. He's second up today, so I do think he's going to be very, very hard to beat, Dazzling Diamond. She's got a good record. She's only had the 8 starts for 1 win and 4 minor placings, and as I said, she handled the Gatton course very well here, first up from a spell. Wise Choice, on the other hand, has been well supported. Soft draw, Bubba Tilly on board. We know this horse is going to go forward, may find the front today, and can certainly improve. I thought number 12, Destiny's Pinnacle, I'm just going to throw this horse in on spec into my quaddie numbers. He has won 1 race from limited number of starts, and he trialled okay recently at the Gold Coast. Prior to that, he was very disappointing in a race start, but he showed good speed at the coast, so he may jump from a good draw today and be up on the speed most of the way, so I'll put him in. Number 1, Gold Fever, well, let's see how he presents. He hasn't raced for a number of months. He's been 6 months off the racetracks. He's lightly raced, but he's got a good record, 12 starts for 1 win and 8 placings. First up today, we'll just see what he does. He certainly has a chance, a limited number of chances, I think, in race 6, but I'm with the 5, 8, 12 and 1. That brings us to the second last on the program. This is race 7. Again, we're over the 1,400 metres, a benchmark 55. And our favourite here is going to be number 2, Platinum Gift. He's at $3.40. Favourite just ahead of Beat Hollow at $3.50, $5 for Best Coffee on the third line of betting, then $8.50 for number 3, Want to Be Proud, and then we're out to $8.50 for number 10, which is Half Moon Roo. Number 7, Jerry's Pick, I thought was impressive, winning a maiden at Toowoomba last start, is on the $10 line, is certainly a chance in this race here. Well, Platinum Gift was a beaten favourite at Kilcoy last week. Was up on the speed and boxed on to run second, but was beaten over 3 lengths. Beat Hollow was beaten at Kilcoy last week when he led there and went very quickly. He's got an apprentice on today. Amelia Heinrich takes the ride, takes off 4. It's probably going to lead. And with a horse like Besiege in the race, I'm anticipating a fair bit of speed here. So I'm looking for a run-on horse. And I thought number 10, Half Moon Roo, was really good at Kilcoy last week in a race won by Miss Samat. She settled midfield, didn't have the best of luck, was wide most of the way, and then was 4 and 5 deep from the 600. Really found the line strongly. Another tricky barrier for Kayla Johnston to overcome, but she's racing well. She's been spec'd in the market. She's been $17 into $9.50. I like that. And I just think she's the horse that will be finding the line well here. So 10 on top over number 3, Want to Be Proud, who's racing very, very well. Has been placed its last 2 outings at Dolby and then at Tara. Tara's run was behind Jenny into Jungle, and he was beaten all that way. It's another horse that's going to appreciate the good tempo. Number 2, Platinum Gift. Look, he's third up from a spell. I thought he had every chance at Kilcoy last week, but he's going to get a lovely run just off the speed today. And he's being ridden by Justin Huxtable, who's riding so well, so he's a definite chance. And number 4, Beat Hollow, well, he just finds it hard to win, but from a soft draw with no weight, he's going to lead. He'll be in front at the top of the straight. Can he hang on today is the big question. 10-3, 2-4 in race number 7. That swings us around to our last race, Queensland time at 5:20, 20 past 6 over the border. This is also a benchmark 55 over 1,400 metres, the second division of this race. Our favourite has been a touch easy in the market. That's number 3, Yeah Copy, now at $2.50, opened up at $2.15. Good money for the 7, Resolute Lady, for the Jason Edwards camp, $5 into $3.50, and then a number of runners at $10, including 6 May, number 10 You Sell, and also number 1 Midnight Madness, $12 for Pretty Little Lass, and $16 for Milagro. Well, Yeah Copy, he's just been a model of consistency, but he's been a heartbreak horse for his trainer Paul Butterworth. Let's have a look at his stats. 33 starts for just 2 wins, but he's been placed on 11 other occasions. He comes up with barrier 1 here. He loves Gatton. Here's his last start at the Sunshine Coast. This was in a benchmark 58. The race was won by Red